Hello everyone, this is Advocate Mudita Chandel working as a legal associate at NRI Legal Services. I am here to apprise you all about the laws relating to transfer through gift. The concept of transferring your property to your loved ones or your relatives by a way of gift is a very common practice in India. Therefore, to make a gift valid, it is important that it is made without any exchange of money. In this video, I'll be covering the general laws pertaining to transfer through gift, where I'll be discussing the conditions of gift, steps involved in the gifting process, ideal instances on gifts for NRIs, tax implications on gifts for NRIs as well as Indian residents. I would like to start with defining a gift under Section 122 of Transfer of Property Act, where a gift is termed as an exchange or transfer of ownership of any property from one person to another, where the donor willingly transfers his or her property to donee without any consideration. However, a gift deed is a legal document that represents the transfer of gift. It is a valid document obtained after registering the transfer of property to your beneficiaries. Now, let me brief you the conditions or essentials to be fulfilled to make a gift valid. First, the gift must be accepted during the lifetime of the donor. If the donee dies before acceptance, the gift shall render to be void. Second, the gift must be of the existing property and not of the future property. Any gift in regard to future property shall render to be void. Third, if a gift is made to more than one donee, it should be accepted by all. Fourth, the donor must be a competent person, which means one should fall under the capacity to enter into a contract as per the Indian Contract Act. A contract with a minor cannot be valid. However, if the donee is a minor, then in that case his natural guardians will act upon his behalf until he attains a certain age where he can decide whether to accept a gift or return it back to the donor. Fifth, if a gift is consisting of donor's entire property, then in that case donee is personally liable to pay all the debts due on the property by the donor at the time of acceptance. Such a donee is known as universal donee. And lastly, the onerous gift. These are the types of gifts which are to be accepted with all the burden and obligation imposed on them, if any. The principle behind this is he who accepts the benefits of the transaction must also accept the burden on the same. Now, let us discuss the steps involved in the gifting process. The first and foremost step involved in the gifting process is the drafting of the gift deed, which describes what is to be transferred and to whom. Once a gift deed is drafted and duly executed, acceptance becomes the next legal requirement. The donee must accept the gift during the lifetime of the donor, or it shall render to be invalid. So merely drafting of a gift deed is not sufficient. Section 123 of Transfer of Property Act and Section 17 of the Registration Act renders an unregistered gift as invalid. Therefore, it is mandatory to register a gift deed. However, I would like to add, once a registration is made, the stamp duty needs to be paid by one, which varies from men to women and state to state across India. Now, we'll be discussing the circumstances where revocation and cancellation of a gift deed can be made. A gift once made and registered with due process of law cannot be revoked. After acceptance, it becomes the property of the donee. However, the revocation may be allowed under certain circumstances. First, if the gift is made due to coercion, undue influence, or fraud. If it was determined that the grounds were immoral, illegitimate, reprehensive. If it was agreed upon from the beginning that the gift is revocable under certain circumstance. Such gifts are known as conditional gifts. Recently, in the case of Sarojini Amma, the Supreme Court of India gave a judgment on cancellation of gift deed, where the gift was incomplete and the title remained with the donor. In case of an NRI, the situation is a bit different. An NRI or a PIO is eligible to receive a property as gift, The donor must be an Indian resident, an NRI or a PIO. And the property to be transferred should either be a commercial property or a residential property and not an agricultural land, plantation property or a farmhouse in India. Now, if an NRI has acquired a property by a way of gift, he or she can further sell the gifted property. The sale proceeds of the gifted property should be credited to the NRO account only, and an NRI may remit up to $1 million US, that is 10 lakhs per financial year, from his NRO account to his foreign bank account with payment of all applicable taxes. An NRI or a PIO can further gift a property which has been acquired by a way of gift. He can gift a property to an Indian resident, an NRI or a PIO, but not a foreigner. Now, if an NRI owns an agricultural land, a plantation property or a farmhouse in India, then in that case, it can only be gifted to an Indian citizen residing in India. Now, let me brief you the tax implications on gifts for NRIs as well as Indian residents. In India, previously we had a Gift Tax Act under which the tax was levied on gift. The said legislation was abolished. Now, a provision has been made under Section 56 of the Income Tax Act for taxing the gifted transactions. Although there are certain exemptions available to a taxpayer in India which are also applicable to NRIs. Now let us discuss the exemptions available on gifts. Gifts received or given by NRI to a relative or a non-relative residing in India in a form of movable or an immovable asset or any monetary transaction are not taxable within the limit of 50,000 rupees. In such scenario, both giver and receiver are exempted from tax. Gifts received by an NRI on an occasion of marriage from relative or non-relative are tax exempted, whereas gifts received by NRI from any registered trust or foundation such as medical institute, educational institute or university or any charitable or religious trust are also tax exempted. So, in the end, I'll fairly conclude that the Transfer of Property Act along with the Income Tax Act is a complete code dealing with the rules and regulations on gifts in India, making this process more reliable for NRIs as well as Indian residents. If you found this video informative and productive, please like and share. In case you have any query, you can write us on query@nrilegalservices.com. Thank you.